966 here. Just doing a quick little haul here that I've picked up over the last, I'd say probably um probably the last month. Stuff that I've accumulated over eBay, mycomicshop.com, and then just one Kickstarter that I picked up that came in. So just a few of the things that I've gotten. I've got some more boxes, as you can see there, to do, and there, and I think there's a couple I've got stashed somewhere else to do. So I'll do those probably a little bit later on in that. So here's today's haul. It's Incredible Hulk here, 233 or 223. What am I thinking? 223 here. Got it for a good deal at mycomicshop.com. A lot of these books, most of them, except for this one, were all under $3. Maybe under $3.75. So all these books were either $3.75 or less from mycomicshop.com, except for this one and one other one because it's cover price. But here's the Incredible Hulk 223, $3.50. That nice cover there with Doctor Doom, face to face, Doctor Doom, Hulk and Thing. Here's $3.78 with Santa Claus and Hulk going at it. Then there's $4.42. I think that's Samson and She-Hulk on there. Then there's $3.46 with a beefed up looking Hulk with a small head. Looks like something out of Beetlejuice there. And then here's the one that was cover price, the War of, I don't know if it's a tie-in to it, but it's advertising War of Realms on the Fantastic Four number 8. Here, so I missed that issue, so I had to pick that up somehow. I missed it, but here is a great book. I picked up a 1955 Wilbur number 62 from Archie Comics. It's just a great book to have in my collection. I'm stoked to have it and to find stuff like this. I mean, some of these books are a little bit pricey the lower you get and everything, but I think this book came out in 1940. I would have to say either post-war or pre-war or 44 during the war. I can't remember when the book itself the series actually started with Wilbur, but this was 1955. I think it ran into the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. But with Archie, you never know what you're getting because half the time they either ran bi-monthly, monthly, tri-monthly, sometimes they ran every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. They ran once like most companies, they ran once a month. Or not mean weekly, but monthly, bi-monthly, like every other month or every 3 months, they put out a book. Sometimes they didn't put a book out 1 month. They just combined the 2 months together and that kind of thing. So I think it ran, if I'm not mistaken, it ran like 90-something issues, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll have to get back on that one, do more in depth on that. But that's what they consider towards the end of what people would call the golden age of 55, probably being around the end. I call that like the end of the atomic age, like Don Rosa and JD talked about and Great Legend always says the atomic age, and a couple other guys like Hippies, Collectibles, and Captain Strangelove. They always mention the atomic age of comics. For people who don't know what that is, it's like right after World War II, about 46 to about 55, somewhere right around there. Maybe loosely, it's given 50. They've said it. I mean, some people have put it back to 46, but loosely, if you look it up on, if you try to look it up on Wikipedia, you end up getting the comic book The Atomic Age. You get a lot of that, so you have to basically scroll through some of the searches to get the one you want. But it's loosely the Atomic Age of 55 is where the last Atomic Age, because you're starting in 56. They say the Silver Age went from 56 to 69, and then 70 to 85 was your Bronze Age. A lot of people try to throw in that, Bronze Age ended in 79. It actually ended in, most times I've heard, is 85, and then 85, like 86 to 92 was Copper, was that subset of the Modern Age, was Copper Age, and then the Modern Age started when Image started in 93, when we started having Image in 93, so that's that. Then we have this great homage cover. Oh, my cat's in the way. Move. And we have the homage cover here for my Monsters Graveyard by David Furr, F-U-R-R. They forget the name of the pressing company, but I think it's on the next one. But anyhow, they did these homage covers to like Wolverine, that Wolverine #1, I think it is, where he's sitting there with the finger up in the air and the claws up or whatever. So this is Mobster Graveyard #1. This is a homage to Star Wars poster and of #1. So it was created by Shannon Smith and David Furr, and it looks like they're from Profesphone, or something like that, or whatever. But it's actually Profesphone. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But it's basically here, it's actually Antarctic Press presents Blue Inferno. It's like Antarctic Press presents a Blue Inferno book. So it's basically Blue Inferno is their company, I guess, what it was, and it was put out by Antarctic Press. So then they did the homage to Spider-Man here, Amazing Fantasy here for that one. So that's pretty good. Then here's just I think this is just a regular cover, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a regular cover here. Yeah, Antarctic Press put out the thing by them. So, yeah, this is Chapter 1, Issue 1. So I'm going to be indulging into this. Looked pretty good. And I think it's like mobsters meet like zombies or something. You know how it is. And then I got this gem here. Archie's Pals and Gals, #13. Love having these early Archies like this. They're just great to have and everything. And a little bit thicker book too. For 25 cents back then, it just says summer. So it's like one of those things where it's like it's there, but it's like not there kind of thing. Like it's a thicker book and everything for a comic book. It has more pages and stuff. So, you know, they might have threw in a couple months worth of books. Instead of just putting out a monthly title, they just threw in a couple of that. Then I got this gem here. And everything from the 60s. It's 310. Batman Detective Comics 310. It has Elastic Man. I don't remember who the Strong Man is. Probably was the villain, I think, at the time. And Batmite. Or he worked at the circus, it looks like. If I remember correctly, I think he worked at the circus with Elastic Man. And somehow Batmite was using them against them. So the circus people, the circus strong man and the Elastic Man, and then Batmite was using his powers to manipulate them to get Batman and Robin there. Then I got here one of my favorite books. I've got one of my grails here, Betty and Me #1. I'm glad to have this book here. It's a great series, a great book. They also did, I don't remember if they did a Jughead and Me, but I know they've done a Betty and Me, an Archie and Me, a Reggie and Me, and then they did the homage to Reggie and Me. They redid a 1 through 5 of Reggie and Me a year or two ago. I think it was last year, the year before. Maybe it was, I think it was 18. I think they did one in 18. Can't remember right offhand. But they've done so many of these things. But I don't think they did a Veronica and Me, because they did a book called Betty. They did another book called Veronica later on. And Betty's Diary. They've done so many books. I'd have to look up a list to see what they've done, but I don't think they've done anything outside of, I know they've done Archie's pal, Jughead, back in the day. They've done Jughead, different volumes of that. They've done different things like different Jughead's joke book, Reggie's joke book, or Reggie's Wise Guys joke book or something like that. I mean, they've done so many different titles with different people, but this is one of the titles that I'm trying to complete. I definitely need that issue number 16. I do have it on a print of that here somewhere that I bought and everything. So I got a print of that here somewhere in the house. I just gotta find a frame to put it up in. But Betty and Me is the one where I need to get issue 16. That's on my grail list, is issue 16 and everything. I mean, outside of it being not much of anything for the issue, up till a few years ago where people just started, I mean, anything they call it inappropriate covers, where they put something on a cover and people take it the wrong way, take it a different way, sort of like that, what was it, the Alf book with the seal where he's sitting on the seal or whatever, and because of that, people have called that an inappropriate cover, and they buy it up like it's such a big deal when that book was dollar bin material. That whole series is dollar bin material, really. You know, you can find them in dollar bins at the cons all the time and stuff like that. These you can't find. Betty and Me's you can't find in dollar bins. You maybe can find some low grade ones for, you know, $1.99, $1.50, $2. Some low grades, but some higher numbers of this series, the higher you go in the series. But that's the grail I want to get and everything. And then lastly, a buddy of mine on Facebook had come into some Action Comics and shot me a message saying that I had first dibs on, since he knew I collected Action Comics, if I had any of them, that let him know he would shoot me some numbers of what he got. He bought a lot, and there was a few in there, and this is one of the ones that I actually needed. Not the greatest of shape, by no means, but basically for the price and the shipping, really, for him to ship it, press it, and for him to do the pressing, the shipping, and all that stuff for me, included in the price tag of $10, was a great deal. He said that, you know, he would do me a favor. He did it on one of the Archie books I bought from him. He pressed the book for me in that, so I thank him very much. So, and everything. So he's a great guy. Greg is a great guy to know and everything. So he's in a lot of the auctions on Facebook and stuff like that, in certain groups, and that's how I met him, through some groups that I was in and some stuff I posted, and me and him got talking about some stuff. He's mostly a Marvel guy, so anything he comes in with DC or anything outside of Marvel, he'll try to sell it. So he'll sell it, if he buys a lot from somebody and it happens to have other stuff in it that he's not collecting, he'll sell it at a reasonable deal. He'll give you a first crack at it if you want it, and then he'll throw you a price. And he may or may not press the book if it's something that he deems, if you want the book right away, he'll ship it out right away. If you want to wait a couple of days, he'll press it the same day. He'll press it like the next day, and then you'll get the book out by the weekend, and you'll have it 2 or 3 days later. You'll have the book. So he'll shoot you a message, maybe say like when he gets the books in, he'll look through them and go, okay. And if he feels like they're worth salvaging or selling, he'll shoot me a message and say, hey, I got these Action Comics. I had a couple Action Comics that I didn't need. I think he had total of I think 4 that I didn't need, 1 that I needed, this one, and I think he had another one, but I didn't get back to him in time. I told him, I said at the time I wasn't interested. I think in the Action Comics at the time. For some reason, I didn't have the money at the time to pull the trigger on that one, because it was a different number, I think, and I thought I had it. So I told him, I said, I think I have it, so just sell the other 5, and I'll take this one. So I took this one, and I may or may not have the other one. I haven't really found it. I thought I have it here somewhere. It's probably not it wasn't in my phone, but I haven't added stuff in the phone in a while. So, but glad to have this haul done for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.